Hello Year 3-4, it's Miss Kerrison here again. I hope you're all well and enjoying the sun this week. So this week's video is going to go through the science, we're going to finish our story, the name jar, and then it's going to go through the shout-outs. So I hope you enjoy.
So now to the lesson part of the video. This week's lesson is on science and the subject will be light. So you remember that the last science lesson that you did started to look at light and how this works, and this video will follow on from that and build on it. I'm going to share some information with you from books and some videos. So this is one of the books I wanted to take a peek at, and it's called How to be Good at Science, Technology and Engineering by Dorling Kindersley. This video isn't meant to give you all the answers to your science that's on the PowerPoint. It's here to help you and to build your knowledge a little bit so that you can understand the material better. You've got the science PowerPoint there with all the questions on. So just a quick overview of what light is. So light is an energy that needs to come from a source that helps us see objects. Without light we won't be able to see anything. So if we take a little closer look at this diagram here, we have the light source, the place where the light is coming from, and the light is travelling in a straight line until it hits an object, and then when it hits the object is then bounced back or reflected into our eyes. So our eyes pick that up and we're able to see. So without light we won't be able to see anything. Different materials behave differently when light is shone on them, and that's the basis of today's lesson. It's looking at reflective material or retroreflective material. So have a look at the lesson plan and that will go in a bit more detail. Now when it comes to doing your investigation, it's important to note that not everything will reflect light in the same way. So different materials, that is the different things that things are made of, are going to reflect light very differently. So if we think a little bit more deeply about colour and how light is reflected and how we see colour, when an object is placed in light, the light rays bounce off the object and into our eyes, and we interpret what we see. Our brains interpret what our eyes are picking up, and that includes the colour of the object. It needs the light for us to be able to see the colour of the object. So here's a question. Does that mean if there's no light source, if there's no sun or light bulb or torch that help us see what the colours are, does that mean that the colour just disappears? I don't know. It's a little conundrum or puzzling problem for you. What do you think? Here is just some additional information for you. You might like to pause the video and have a little read. So now to the lesson objective. You will be making or finding the perfect reflective material that's going to go on a school book bag for the Brilliant Bags Company. So this is going to be your task for your lesson. The following videos go into a little bit more detail for you, so pay attention, take some notes as you're going along, and you can use those and refer back to those and this video when it comes to completing your assignment. Good luck everybody.
Good lad, come on. Good lad. Come on, son. Yeah, Will. Come on, Will. Good boy. Go on. Woody! 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 Come on, Woody. Come on, good boy. Good boy. Well done. Come on then, let's go. Come on. Come on, son. Come on. Come on, son. Good boy. Woody, come on. Good boy. Come on, come on, come on.
If you're going to be out in the dark, it's a really good idea to wear clothes that reflect light well, so you can be seen easily. Different colours reflect different amounts of light, and the material a piece of clothing is made from may affect how light is reflected. The yellow jacket seems much brighter than the dark red one. You can see it more clearly because it reflects more light. But some materials can behave surprisingly. This grey jacket doesn't seem to reflect very much light. Even with the headlamp shining, it doesn't look very bright seen from this angle. But seen from a driver's point of view, the bands show up really well. That's because these bands are made out of a special material which reflects light in a particular way. Light from the headlights is scattered in all directions by the yellow jacket. But when the light from the headlamps reflects off the bands, it all reflects back down the same path, straight to the driver's eyes. Because more reflected light reaches the driver's eyes, it looks much brighter. The material the bands are made from is called retroreflective. The light from the car headlamps falls on a road sign, but from the roadside the effect isn't very special. But look at the view from inside the car. The signs look really bright. Nearly all the light from the car headlamps is reflected back off the sign to the driver's eyes. That's because the signs are made from retroreflective material too. But even the best reflective gear doesn't work if there's no light source at all.
Hi there, I'm Professor Esther Hester, and this is my nephew, Lester. Today, we're going to talk all about light.
What light? I can't even see my own hand in front of me.
That's because we can only see things when light bounces off of them into our eyes. The light has to come from somewhere, like the sun, or a light bulb, or a flashlight. That's called a source. When the light hits an object, like your hand, some of the light bounces off the object and comes into our eyes. When I turn off the source of light, in this case, my flashlight, you can't see anything in the room, including your hand. Usually, when light comes from a source and hits an object, only some of it bounces off. How much light bounces off depends on the object. When I shine the light on your shirt, for example, most of the light that hits it doesn't bounce off. But if I shine the same light on this piece of smooth, shiny metal, most of the light that hits it does bounce off.
Whoa! That sure is bright.
And with some very special kinds of matter, most of the light that hits an object goes right through it.
What kind of special matter?
Well, glass is one kind of matter that light can go right through.
You mean like a window?
Exactly, Lester. When you see things outside through a window, like birds, flowers, and trees, the sunlight is bouncing off of those things and coming right through the glass window into your eyes.
There's glass on a mirror. Why can't I see through that?
Because on the back of that glass, there's a thin piece of smooth, shiny metal. Have you ever wondered how you can see yourself in a mirror?
Oh, I guess I never thought about it before.
Light from a source first bounces off of your face to the mirror, then goes through the glass and bounces off of the shiny metal behind it, then comes back through the glass and then goes into your eyes. so you can see your own face.
Man, all that happened so fast.
Super duper fast. Light travels so fast that it can go around the entire Earth more than 7 times in 1 second. Isn't that amazing?
Whoa, if I could run that fast playing baseball, I'd never be thrown out.
That's for sure.
On Saturday, Yunhei walked into Mr. Kim's store. Mr. Kim was helping a customer, but he looked up and greeted her. "Hi, Yunhei." "Hello, Mr. Kim," Yunhei replied. She felt as if she was back in her old neighbourhood in Korea. "Hey," said the customer, turning round. It was Joey. "Your name is Yunhei?" he asked her with his eyes open wide. Yunhei looked quickly at Mr. Kim, then turned to Joey. She nodded slowly. "Yes, it's pronounced Yunhei. And it means grace," Mr. Kim added. "Yunhei," Joey said slowly, and this time perfectly. It made Yunhei smile. "I'll have it ready for you tomorrow," said Mr. Kim to Joey. "Thank you, Mr. Kim." "See you on Monday, Yunhei," Joey said to her. He left before she could ask him why he was in the store. On Monday, Yunhei came to class early to look at the names one last time. But the jar wasn't on her desk. Instead, there was just a single piece of paper. Paper with a name on it. Yunhei slipped it into her pocket. "Where's your name jar?" Ralph asked as soon as he saw it was gone. "I don't know," Yunhei said. "It wasn't on Mr. Kokoto's desk or on any other desk, and it wasn't on the counters or any of the shelves." As the other kids arrived, they helped look. Soon, Mr. Kokotos came in and Ralph shouted at him, "The name jar is gone! The jar with all the names in it!" "Gone?" Mr. Kokotos replied. With a look of concern, he asked if Yunhei, "Did you get a chance to read all the names?" Yunhei nodded. She took a breath. "I'm ready to introduce myself," she said. Yunhei wrote a name in both English and Korean on the chalkboard. "I like the beautiful and funny names you thought of for me," she told the class. "But I realised that I liked my name, Yunhei. So I chose it again. Korean names mean something. Yunhei means grace." "Grace? Grace in Hay!" shouted Ralph. Everyone tried to say it. Yunhei. Yunhei said her name again slowly and clearly. Soon the kids began to say it better. Even Mr. Kokotos. They applauded Yunhei's choice. "I was named after a flower," Rosie whispered to Yunhei. "Lots of American names have meanings too," Mr. Kokotos reminded everyone. When the class was dismissed, Yunhei heard her new friends say goodbye. "Bye, Yunhei. See you tomorrow." "Goodbye, Yunhei." Yunhei said goodbye and then looked around for Joey, but he was already gone. "Yunhei! Yunhei! Come downstairs," Mother called up to Yunhei. "Your friend is here." Yunhei rushed down to see who she meant. There stood Joey, and in his arms was the name jar. "Where did you find it?" asked Yunhei breathlessly. Joey looked embarrassed. Well, I took it, but only because I wanted you to keep your own name, and you did." He reached in and pulled out the names. "Do you want to keep them?" he asked. "Thank you. I'll keep them as a souvenir," Yunhei said happily. Then she pulled out the piece of paper from her pocket. "Do you want this back?" Joey grinned. "You can keep it. I'll return the name jar to the class, and maybe you could put some Korean nicknames in it for us, names with good meanings." "I could do that," agreed Yunhei. "I've already got a Korean nickname," Joey said. "Mr. Kim helped me choose it." Carefully, he pulled a small silver felt pouch from his pocket. Then he took out a dark wooden stamp with beautiful Korean letters carved sharply into it. He pressed it onto the ink pad and then onto a piece of paper next to her name. "Chinku," read Yunhei. "That means friend." And Chinku smiled back.